Okay, Tom Silla here, and now I'm going to demonstrate the second half of the MSV2 Performance Evaluation, the Pro Tools section. Now, before we start, you want to make sure that you have the video and the audio that we need in order to do these steps. So from Final Cut Pro, I have exported the video by itself, and you see it here, the 0-to-hero.mov. And I've exported audio, which I've converted to AAF. Here's the 0-to-hero.aaf, and I used the X2 Pro program to convert it. So now I'm on step 26 of the eval instructions, and I'm going to open Pro Tools. Pro Tools can be found in the Applications folder, and inside the Applications folder is an Avid folder. And inside the Avid folder is a Pro Tools folder, and I can double-click Pro Tools, and that'll open up Pro Tools. And that sometimes takes quite a while to actually open. So now there's a window here that says Quick Start. I want to create a blank session, so I want to make sure that the button next to Create Blank Session is chosen. I click OK, and now it says Name the Session. And in my instructions, I see that I'm supposed to call it audiopost.ptf, and I'm going to put it in the same Performance Eval folder that I'm using for everything else. So now the Pro Tools window has opened up. I go to step 27, and I am to import session data. So I go to the File menu, Import Session Data. Now my session data is the AAF file, the audio. I click Open, and I come up with this window. And most of these settings I can leave alone, but I am going to change most of these tracks to none, because I only need 2 tracks. So I'm going to leave the top one and the bottom one as new track and change the others to none. Then I will hit OK. And you can see that I now have the audio from Final Cut in Pro Tools. Step 28, go to File, Import Video. So I'm going to go to the File menu, Pro Tools File menu, Import Video. And in my Performance Eval folder, I have the .mov video that I created. I select that, I click Open, and an option menu comes up. I'm going to put the video on a new track, and I do not want to import audio. There is no audio on this file, and I don't want this checked. So I hit OK, and now you can see that my video has appeared on the top track in Pro Tools. Step 29, rename the track labeled A1 dialog to PDX. So I go down here and I click on where it says A1 dialog, and if I double click it, I can rename it. So I'm going to call it PDX and click OK, and then I'm going to double click on the name of the second track of audio, and I'm going to call it SFX1. Now I'm going to move my video down a little bit so it's kind of out of the way and I don't have to stare at it so much. Step number 31. Make sure all the dialogue clips in the PDX track and all the SFX clips are in the SFX track. So I don't need to do anything here because you can see that all the dialogue is on my PDX track. And my sound is on the SFX1 track. Step number 32, I'm going to import the following 2 files, audio files, Great Race and Battle Lines. So I make sure I'm in Pro Tools, I go to File, Import, Audio, and now I'm going to find my Performance Eval folder, and inside that folder there's a Final Cut Events folder. I'm going to click on Battle Lines, and I'm going to click Add, so it appears in this window here. And then I'm going to find Great Race. That's the other one I need. And I click Add. So now I see that both of them are in this little window here. And then I click Done. Now I get the option of putting them in my clip list or on a new track. I want to put them on a new track, so I click OK. And you can see that both of those clips appear on their own little tracks down here. Number 33, rename the Battle Lines track to MUS. So I'm going to double click where it says Battle Lines and type MUS and hit OK. Step 33, part 2, rename the track Great Race to SFX2. So I'm going to double click where it says Great Race, SFX2, hit OK. And drag that track under the SFX1 track. So I can just grab where it says SFX2 and bring it up to here. Step 34, move the audio clip labeled Great Race so that the end of the clip lines up exactly with the end of the video. Okay, so this clip here, Great Race, I want the end of this clip to exactly match the end of the video. I want it to be lined up exactly. Now there's an easy way to do this. If I switch Pro Tools into spot mode, I can then click on the video with my little hand, little grabber, and this window comes up. And you can see that the end point of the video is 40.273. I'm going to remember that number, 40.273. I'm going to hit OK. Now if I click on Great Race, you see that the end point is different, but I can change it. I'm going to click here and type 40. I'm going to click here and type 273. And then when I click OK, watch how this clip will move. Bam. Now the end points of the video clip and the Great Race clip line up exactly. So that's the magic of spot mode. I'm going to switch back to slip mode, which is my normal mode. And I'm on step 35. Trim the start of the audio clip Great Race to the first frame of the ending title sequence. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And with my trim tool, which looks like a little staple, I'm going to bring this clip back until I see the beginning of the title sequence, which is the black animated title. So that's right here. So the beginning of that title is approximately here. So I'll leave that like that. Let's go back to 36. Trim the gap of silence at the start of the Battle Lines clip so the music starts in the first frame of video. Okay, so if I zoom in, I can see the gap of silence right here at the beginning of the green Battle Lines clip. There's a little bit of silence before the music starts, and I can see where the waveform starts right here. So I'm going to use my trim tool to cut the front of this clip. I'm removing that bit of silence. And now I'm going to drag the entire thing to the left until it's all the way at the beginning of the movie. So now you see the music starts right when the video starts. Number 37, trim the end of the Battle Lines audio clip to the very end of the sequence. So what that means, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I want the end of this huge Battle Lines clip to be exactly lined up with the video here. Now the way I can do that easily is I'm going to put my playhead out here beyond the end of the video, and if I hit L on the keyboard, I can snap right to the end of the video. I can then use the colon key to move the playhead straight down until I finally get it on the Battle Lines clip. Now you can see that the playhead is still exactly where it was at the end of the video clip, but now it's on the Battle Lines clip. Now if I hit Command E, I chop the battle lines clip. At that exact point, I can now select using the grabber the part I don't need and hit delete. All right, now we are on number 38. Add appropriate fades to the end of the battle lines in Great Race audio clips. So to add a fade in Pro Tools, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I simply put the pointer in the upper right corner of the clip, or upper left corner, depending if I want to fade in or fade out. I'm going to put a fade out. Put it about maybe here. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. So now there's fade outs on both of those clips. Number 39, drag the clip-based gain fader in the lower left corner of the battle lines audio clip to -10 dB. So I'm going to go to the beginning of my battle lines clip, and there's a little control here in the corner, which is a volume control. Now if I drag it down, you'll see that I can get it close to -10, but I can't get it exactly. So what I need to do is hold down the Command key, and that gives me greater control over the sensitivity of this slider, so I can get it exactly on -10. So I'm holding down, Command. I'm holding down Command as I move the slider. Step 40, drag the clip-based gain fader in the lower left corner of all the PDX clips to an appropriate level compared to the music and sound effects. So all that means is that I want to make these waveforms on my dialogue to be strong and at about the same level. And you can see that this clip here, for example, needs to be boosted. This one's going to need a little bit. And those are all the steps that I need to take before I actually bounce the movie.